An Italian football supporter has died of his injuries after being knocked down by a van amid violence ahead of a match in Milan against Napoli. The 35-year-old man, who was with a group of Inter-Milan fans, was taken to a hospital in the northern city on Wednesday evening, but died in hospital. The clashes took place not far from Milan's San Siro stadium. Before a Serie A game, 4 Napoli fans were hurt and one of them was stabbed. Police said the clashes took place in a street a few minutes' walk from the San Siro stadium. Reports said around 10 minivans carrying Napoli supporters arrived around an hour before the match and evaded police security checks near the stadium. The vans were surrounded by more than 100 people armed with sticks. 2 people appeared to be knocked over, and one of them taken to a hospital with critical injuries. The man who died has been described as an ultra from the town of Varese to the north of Milan, who was given a battle 6 years ago for his part in clashes at another Inter match. Italian reports named the victim as Daniele Ballardinelli, aged 35. It is unclear how he was knocked down. Police told reporters he had not been hit by a minivan from Naples, and that they were studying CCTV footage of a dark SUV at the scene. At a news conference on Thursday, City Police Chief Marcello Cardone said he would seek to ban Inter fans traveling to away matches. He was also seeking a 5-game closure of a section of the San Siro stadium known as the Curve that hosts the Inter Ultras. 3 Inter fans were arrested over the clashes that took place ahead of the game, he said. Tensions were high inside the stadium as well, where Napoli boss Carlo Ancelotti accused Inter Milan fans of repeated racist chanting. Red Mar here, Napoli make Inter resist chant, claim. Senegal defender Kalidou Koulibaly, who was sent off, had been targeted to such an extent, said Ancelotti, that the coach had asked 3 times for the match to be suspended. Milan Mayor Luigi De Magistris apologized for the fans' spills of Koulibaly, saying, those boos against Koulibaly were a disgrace. Napoli and Inter are 2nd and 3rd respectively in Serie A, some way behind Juventus. Interior Minister Matteo Salvini tweeted that in 2018, you cannot die for a game of football. He promised to convene a meeting of supporters, leaders from the 2 top flights of Italian football to ensure that stadiums and the areas surrounding them become a place of fun, not violence. A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history, on top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting. Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018.
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. A months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 1-to-0-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms probation violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Meng Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park in eastern Hainan province said it would waive the $9.65 ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Meng, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones. Shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success and bliss." The offer would last until 29 December. The South China Morning Post reported, but it was met with some criticism among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. They can get a 20% discount at a border in Beijing. Seen in Beijing, bring a Huawei phone and get 20% off. Similar to this story we covered yesterday. http://qxl19ypqlpic. Twitter.com Sokolov. End of Twitter post by @LuOceanG. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpad Shenzhen-based LED and display manufacturer offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors alleged Ms. Meng,
46,
used the Huawei subsidiary called Skycom to evade sanctions on Iran between 2009 and 2014. They also alleged she publicly misrepresented Skycom as being a separate company from Huawei, and that she deceived banks about the true relationship between the two companies. Ms. Meng, who is the daughter of Huawei's founder, has denied any wrongdoing and said she will contest the allegations. Life of Huawei's high-flying heiress. The United States has been investigating the Chinese telecoms giant, the world's second-largest smartphone maker, since 2016, believing that it used Skycom to bring United States manufacturing equipment and millions of dollars in transactions to Iran in violation of sanctions. Ms. Meng's detention comes amid an increasingly acrimonious trade dispute between Washington and Beijing. China is angry at her detention, saying she has not violated any laws. Beijing has threatened severe consequences unless Canada releases the executive. Since her arrest, 2 Canadians, a former diplomat and a businessman, have been detained in China on suspicion of harming national security. United States President Donald Trump said last week that he might intervene in the United States Justice Department's case against Ms. Meng if it would serve national security interests. I'll help achieve a trade deal with China if I think it's good for what will be certainly the largest trade deal ever made, which is a very important thing. What's good for national security? I would certainly intervene if I thought it was necessary, he told Reuters news agency. Canada reacted by urging Mr. Trump not to politicize the situation. Our extradition partners should not seek to politicize the extradition process or use it for ends other than the pursuit of justice, Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland said. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Meng Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park in eastern Hainan province said it would waive the $9, 65 yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Man, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones. Shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success and bliss